another batch of good games in 2021 NBA playoff action. It's your boy DJ Steven. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of the games with my reaction and a few recaps of the games that happened today. A lot of games happened today. We had the Wizards versus the Sixers. We had the Hawks take on the Knicks in MSG, Madison Square Garden. That game was rocking. And in the last game of today, we had the Memphis Grizzlies take on the Utah Jazz. And that was a very, very crazy game. Very, very crazy game. People are sleeping on that series. It's actually very, very entertaining. But before I get into all the reactions and the recaps, go ahead and leave a like on the video. It helps the algorithm. It helps people also be able to see the video and see my NBA content. And of course, subscribe if you're new. And if you enjoy the content, I urge you to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get to that goal. Share the content with your friends. All that good stuff. Let's get into the recap. So I'm going to talk about the Sixers and Wizards game. So this game was I didn't get to watch most of this game due to the fact that a lot of NBA games are being scheduled during the same time. And during the time that the Sixers game was on, you had the Hawks and Knicks game on at the same time. So you had to flip the screen and everything. But I didn't get to watch too much of this game. But I do know that from what I saw, Ben Simmons was a lot more aggressive in today's game. And I've said before that Ben Simmons is such a good talent that he has to be playing at a high level. And if he's playing at a high level, the Sixers can go far. I said in the last time I spoke about the Sixers and Wizards series, I knew that the Sixers were going to win the series, but I wanted to see how well they can dominate the game. And in today's game, they clearly dominated. They had great scoring performances from the entire team. Matisse Thybulle, I think it's Matisse Thybulle, I'm not too sure, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He's a crazy defender. I think he had 5 steals and like 4 blocks. The guy is crazy on the defensive end. But again, it's not too much to really talk about here. We know the Sixers are a crazy team. They're just better than the Wizards. I know Bradley Beal had a great scoring night. I want to talk about the fact that Russell Westbrook, I believe, walked off with an injury. And if he's not going to be healthy, this series is going to be done in 2 games, a wrap. It's going to be 2 blowouts. But I want to talk about the fact that him walking off the court and a fan pouring popcorn on his head as if that's a joke. And that shit pissed me off, man. I don't understand NBA fans, bro. I don't understand you guys. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's like it's like you think you're invincible to do some stupid shit like that. Like, why would you do that? And it's not like someone just throwing a piece of popcorn on it. Because I saw the tweet, I saw it on Twitter where someone said, oh, popcorn was thrown on Russell Westbrook. And I'm like, somebody threw popcorn from the stands. And I look at the video, somebody legit poured a whole box of popcorn on this man's head walking out the tunnel. Like, bro, that is so whack. Like, I don't know. NBA fans are weird to me, man. I feel like NBA fans compared to other sports fans just be doing dumb shit. Like, I don't see NFL fans or MLB fans like disrespect. I understand we make jokes about a lot of players, like the Disney stuff, or like LeBron and the Mickey Mouse, or Kevin Durant being a snake. I get that, but like comes to a point where like you just respect the talent, and I feel like NBA fans are just weird to me. They just don't want to respect the talent from guys who play in the game, and that's just weird to me. I really, really hope that player got ejected and he got banned from the arena, but we've seen this happen too many times in the NBA. They got to do something about it. That shit was just uncalled for from a whole standpoint. But that's enough of all that. But again, the Sixers and the Wizards, that series is pretty much a wrap. We're going to be waiting to see who the Sixers play between the Hawks and the Knicks. And leading into that game, we had the Hawks and the Knicks playing tonight. And man, oh man, Madison Square Garden, finally. Since 2013, it's been 8 years. They got their first win in New York, man. Honestly, it was great to see. I'm not even a huge Knicks fan. But seeing the New York Knicks be relevant, win a crazy game, seeing Spike Lee dance on the court after Julius Randle hit that big shot to really, really close the game, it was great to see. Because basketball, when we have the biggest teams and the biggest markets in the NBA playing to the highest level, it's great for basketball. It's just good for basketball. But I want to talk about that game. The third quarter, it looked like the Hawks were going to go ahead and win this game, and it was looking like they were going to go up 2-0 without home court and go back to Atlanta and go win the next 2 games and close out the series. But D Rose has helped this team offensively, and I got to give shout out to Tom Thibodeau. He understood that in this series, he's going to have to find some offensive scoring if Julius Randle is going to be how tough it is for Julius Randle to get his offensive rhythm in. And D Rose has stepped in, and it's a heartwarming feeling. You're seeing the Knicks win, and you're seeing D Rose play to. It's so crazy, man. D Rose and what he's been through his entire career, how he was supposed to be. I don't even say like he wasn't supposed to be. I think he still made his career what it could have been. Like it's still an exceptional career to look back at because of how far he's come and how he's done the great things he's done in his career so far. But seeing D Rose have big moments in this game offensively when they needed it, and then that third quarter, man, the Knicks, when they were rolling, you could see everybody in Madison Square Garden go crazy. It just felt great. Now we're talking about the basketball standpoint. Julius Randle didn't have a great scoring game, offensive game as well, but I do think that he's finding his rhythm within this series, and I think that as time goes on in Game 3, he'll have even a better performance. I think he's still aggressive on the rebounding side, defensive side, so that's always good to see. You don't want to see a guy checked out of the game, so he's still in the game. The Hawks, I don't know. The Hawks were in a situation where they just weren't hitting the threes like they were in Game 1. I mean, Trey's game is. Trey finished with over 30 points again. Trae Young is just he's such a good young point guard in the league right now, and I think that a lot of people, you need to remember that. Like I said before in Game 1, he's not just a great value Steph Curry where he's just gonna shoot threes and people think he's just gonna sit back in the 3-point line. He can play make for his teammates. He can find guys open. He can do a lot of things with his team. So I think that in Game 3, it's gonna be another close game. I do think that the defense that the Knicks showed today, they're gonna put the pressure on the Hawks as well. And in this game, when the game finished, you could see Trae Young talking about saying, "We're gonna see you in the A." So this games are getting really, like, the rivalry and the tension is picking up, and I like that because that's playoff basketball. That's always enjoyable to watch. But again, shout out to the Knicks winning this game tonight, man. This was a very, very good to see, seeing everybody going crazy, and I think the Hawks are gonna make it a very, very competitive game in Game 3. But yeah, that's just the Knicks and the Hawks. Let's get into the Jazz and the Grizzlies game, bruh. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this series, man. I think it's because maybe it's late at night, or people don't want to look at the Utah and Memphis. They're not really big markets, but man, y'all are missing out if you're not watching this series. Let's talk about it. So in this game, Utah, we know, if you guys watch basketball, you know Utah's a crazy shooting team. They had 19 threes in today's game, and with the 19 threes that they shot over 50% from they shot like near 50% from 3. D Mitch came in today, first game back since his injury back in April, I believe. And bro, D Mitch is certified, bro. D Mitch is a certified hooper. Like, I don't know why we don't. I think, and the funny thing is, we were talking about All NBA. If y'all go back to my All NBA video that I posted right before the season ended, I said D Mitch is an All NBA player, even though he's injured, because this guy is certified, bro. Like, it seems like anytime it's the playoffs, his game just steps up. He's always certified to go do something crazy. He has some crazy big shots, picked up 2 fouls. He got 2 fouls on Dillon Brooks to get him out of the first quarter. And from that point on, the Jazz kept on rolling. But from what it seemed like, you think that the Jazz shooting 19 threes, and I got to include Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley, both having double-doubles. Rudy was a defensive presence in the low post today. I mean, he looked like a defensive player of the year today, man. Rudy Gobert, a lot of people are going to talk about him, say he's trash. He hooped tonight, man. He did his thing. And then Mike Conley, he's just a seasoned vet. Knows when to pick his spots, knows when to find guys open, knows when to attack the rim. He knows the game so well that he's going to get his when he need be. You know, we've seen him struggle in the past, but right now, Mike Conley's playing great basketball. And you got to give credit to the entire Jazz team shooting the ball so well today. But this game was still close, which is so crazy to think about. Ja Morant, bro. Ja Morant, 47 points, and 47 points that his team needed. These weren't 47 gimme points like, oh, you just playing. These are empty minutes. No, Ja Morant was hooping tonight. By the second quarter, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, and Dillon Brooks all had 3 fouls, and they were down 20 at halftime, and bro, Ja Morant during that time still kept his team in the game. And in that third quarter, the Grizzlies went off. Like, I'm telling you, the Grizzlies are not going to go away peacefully against the Jazz. The next 2 games in Memphis, Utah is going to have to play their best basketball, because I'm telling you right now, with Jaren Jackson Jr., Dillon Brooks, and Valanciunas all having 3 fouls so early in the game, if they don't have those 3 fouls early in the game, this game could have been very different. Because Dillon Brooks at one point was 8 for 9 from the field. I think he had like close to 17 points. Dillon Brooks can hoop, man. He's certified too. I think he needs to stop fouling though. Like, this guy be fouling. I think Reggie said it in the game. He averages the most fouls by any guard in the league, like 3.5. Like, dog, like what's going on? You can't be doing that. You legit need to stay, like your team needs you. So that's got to be fixed. But man, the Grizzlies are not going anywhere. This is going to be a very, very close series, and Utah is going to have to continue playing so great as they did today. They shot over 50% from the field. No defense was played today, but these are two defensive teams. These are guys that can actually play defense. So we're going to see, man. This series is actually very, very entertaining. You can tell that both teams are low-key getting that tension and rivalry between each other, and that's what you love to see, bro. That's what you love to see. But, man, D-Mitch, Ja, two guys hooping tonight. I think D-Mitch, he goes on a minutes restriction as well because, you know, he just came off that ankle injury. Excuse me. But, man, this series is fun to watch because we're seeing the new era of guys come up. This Grizzlies team, there was times where I don't even know how to explain it because, man, it's just like watching these guys come up and play basketball now. The new guys, it's like we're seeing the future generation. These playoffs have really shown us the new future generation of the NBA. Like I said this in my last recap video. DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, John Morant, D. Mitch. I can't even think of the man's name. Donovan Mitchell. So many young guys. Trey Young. Like so many young guys are showing us they are the next people to carry the torch. Ben Simmons, like he's there too. Like the NBA is in really, really good hands, man. It's just good to see. It's good to see. But again, this Jazz and Grizzlies series, I urge you guys to pay attention to Game 3. It's gonna be very crazy. It's gonna be rocking in the FedEx Forum Arena. FedEx Forum? I think it's FedEx Forum. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. But that concludes that series. But if you guys enjoy the content, I urge you guys again, like the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends who love NBA content. Like I said before, we're posting videos daily. We're trying to go ahead and give out content that everybody loves to see. If you love basketball content, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and share. But until next time, stay on beat.